You were trying to transform your life. You were trying to become your most amazing, highest self. You have tried so hard so many times, and this is the time you want it to finally work. But every single time it seems like you were starting to get somewhere, you relapse to your old ways. You revert right back to the old you. Why does this keep happening? You want to be your highest self so bad. You want to be better so bad. You want to live the amazing life that you deserve so bad. What is in the way? It's not your obstacles, it's not your hardships, it's not your failures or shortcomings. It's your lack of persistency to find a way to win anyways. The cycle that keeps stopping you from being your highest, most amazing self is called self-doubt. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to break that cycle today. Hey pretty girl, my name is Andrea Ellis. I'm the author of Get the Fuck Up, A Pretty Girl's Guide to Success. It's a workbook full of journal prompts, worksheets, and insights designed to help you become your highest self and adopt the pretty girl mindset. The pretty girl mindset is a state of mind where we are constantly changing and growing and becoming our highest selves. It is changing our mindsets from the ones we have now that create lack in a life where we feel unfulfilled, to a mindset where we are constantly creating, where we are never stagnant. When we reach our first highest selves, we create another one and reach that one. It's about changing our subconscious mind so that instead of falling back into old habits constantly, we are instead creating a new version of ourselves every day through our habits. Instead of our habits being something we're scared of, something that drags us back down to the old you, to our old lives that we hate, our habits are something that creates our amazing reality in front of us. Today, we are going to conquer self-doubt and start creating and manifesting our best, most amazing life that we deserve to live. Usually people get the motivation to create a change when disaster happens. Something happened that made the way you were living not sustainable anymore. It essentially finally got so bad that you are forced to make a change. But the problem with that is that means that the change wasn't as much of a choice. It did not come from as much of a state of self-love and wanting to grow and change, as much as it comes from the universe simply forcing you to make the change. I'll use my example. For me, I was miserable and depressed, overweight. I had no real friends or sustainable relationships in my life. I had no hobbies. I had no sense of self. And I lived like that for a long time. I spent a lot of my life in abusive relationships or toxic friendships, just out of the fear of being alone and out of the self-hatred I had for myself. I genuinely felt like this is what I could do. This is the best I could get, and I need to latch onto it because they are giving me everything. I didn't believe that I could give myself anything. I was constantly trying to change the results of my mindset instead of my mindset. For instance, for me, all throughout high school, I had been in toxic, awful relationships. I had been bullied. And the last 2 years of high school, I was in an abusive relationship. And I felt as though where I lived was the problem. I felt if I could go to college and get out of the city and meet new people, that I would finally find somebody that loved and respected me and treated me as they should as a friend or a boyfriend. But I got to college and I had all these new people to talk to, and I still found myself back with the same shitty, toxic people, the same people that would screw me over and over again and did not give a fuck about me. And that just led me into more of a depression. I gained even more weight. I hated myself even more. I started to indulge in a lot of distractions like eating, smoking. I tried to become a party girl even, and I don't like parties. And when that didn't work for me, instead of changing my mindset again, I moved back to Knoxville to try again. I thought I could latch on to my family this time, try to get the self-love and validation I wasn't giving myself from them. But I never really had a stable family home that gave me that validation and love in the first place. So when I went back to it, of course, I still didn't have it. And of course, I tried to turn back to male attention. I tried to get on Tinder, I posted myself a lot, just always trying to get some type of validation or love from somebody. And over time, I realized that men were the easiest source of that love and validation. But shortly after moving back, around January, I burnt off all my hair. I burnt off all of my hair. And my hair was the one thing I did think was beautiful about myself because everybody told me it from the time I was super young. People would literally stop me and talk about how beautiful my hair was. So over time, that had become what I thought made me beautiful and attractive to other people. And since I wasn't beautiful to myself, it was really all that mattered. And burning it all off broke my heart. I can't literally breathe. It broke my heart because now I knew I wasn't worth anything to anyone. And I tried to sit in that feeling, but it only lasted a week or two because that feeling was unbearable. I was under the covers crying. I felt awful about myself and about life, and I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to go on. And I felt like this in the past, but this time felt so final. I had no school to get me up and force me to start my day. I had no job. I had no friends. I had nobody and nothing. And that forced me to make something and somebody. So I created myself, and I created the beautiful life I live now. But there has been so many times before that when I reached that breaking point, that point of wanting to change, wanting to be a new person, knowing I could not go on as the same person I was. I would always start a habit to bring me to that higher self. I would always start going to the gym. I started boxing at one point when it happened. But then I allowed the self-doubt I had about being alone, the lack of self-trust I had with myself. At some point, I let that dictate my decisions, and I would relapse right back into old patterns. I went back to the same abusive boyfriends. I stopped working out. I went back to either starving myself or binge eating. I let my self-doubt trigger an old habit, and I let that old habit be my comfort for my self-doubt. And when something is comforting, it's natural for us to want to keep it. It's natural for us to want to stay in that comfort and go back to our old selves. And that's what I did over and over and over again. That is until I decided I want to be a new person. I want to live the life I want to live. I want to create my dream life. I don't want to keep learning the same lessons and relapsing and reverting back to old me, old depressed, overweight me that didn't know herself, that didn't love herself, that didn't love life. I don't ever want to go back to that. I'm never going to. And that's why we adopt this pretty girl mindset, so we'll never go back. It's only up from here. We're never going back. So with that said, your first step is going to be to cleanse your environment. And this is all aspects of it. If you are waking up in your dirty depression room that you have been living in for the last year, 9 months, whatever, this moment you wake up, you are reconfirming that that is still the person you are. You are reconfirming that this is the way you live and this is the lifestyle that you live. This is the reality that you live in. Clean up your room. Make your home a space that your highest self would live in. Not just your room, it goes for social media as well. If you're constantly watching bullshit on your phone all day or even listening to sad music all day, if these are things that you did in that state of mind that you don't want to be in anymore, why would you continue to do them and surround yourself with them? At some point you were going to succumb to your environment because you were just revalidating that old version of you. You were just bringing her back up over and over again and telling yourself that that's who you really are. This goes for people as well. Very important. It's very important to evaluate the people in your life and decide if they are serving you or not. If these are people that encourage your past, that are not encouraging your growth, you do not need them in your life anymore, even if it's not in a malicious way. If you are trying to become more self-disciplined, do not go and spend time with somebody that only wants to party, and when you tell them, like, no, I am trying to start a new leaf, they are sitting here trying to convince you. Anybody that is pushing against the person you are trying to become is infecting your dream. It's destroying your dream with their bad energy and their bad intentions for your life, even if they don't know their bad intentions. Because nobody knows you better than you know you. Nobody. Only you know what you really want and need and who you're supposed to be. And nobody can tell you otherwise. People start telling you like, oh, you've changed. Good. I don't want to be that old girl anymore. Of course I changed. Thank you for noticing. Don't allow them to bring you back to where you were. Surrounding yourself with all of the people, environments, and content that you surrounded yourself when you were that old person, when you were old you, it's gonna give you imposter syndrome. It's gonna make you feel like you are just pretending to live this life, that you are just pretending to be this person for now, that you have a mask on that is inevitably gonna come off. And that is not the case. You are truly embodying your highest self. You're not wearing a mask. This is not a costume. It's not fucking Halloween. The next thing I want to talk about is self-love and self-care. Doubt comes from a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-trust. You don't trust yourself. You're not confident that you're going to go through with this. You're not confident that you are capable of making this change. You aren't even confident that you deserve any of the things that you want. You aren't confident that you truly belong in that life. As long as you don't truly believe that you can have anything and everything you've ever wanted, you're sending that message out into the universe and it's not going to give it to you. You're not ready. You're not ready. You don't even really want it yet. You need to love yourself so much that you would do anything to give yourself the life that you deserve. You need to love yourself so much that is not a doubt in your mind that the universe will give you everything you've ever wanted and needed just because you deserve it, just because you're meant to have it. A good way to reconfirm the self-trust is just to celebrate your wins, big and small. You need to pat yourself on the back, because if you were not celebrating your own wins, if you were not patting yourself on the back and validating yourself and loving yourself, you are going to be seeking it from other sources. And those other sources are always going to be your old habits. Those other sources are always going to be people, places, and things that always comforted the old you. When you feel self-doubt, you feel lack. You feel a lack of stability, maybe a lack of control, most likely a lack of confidence, a lack of trusting in yourself to actually get this shit done. And when you are lacking, you are stressing. You are stressing. And when you are stressed, you seek comfort. And when you are seeking comfort during lack and stress, you are almost always going to go back to your old habits, your old places, your old people and things that comforted the old you. And by doing that, you are once again immersing yourself in that environment. You are validating that old version of you. You are showing yourself that this is still the person I am when things get hard. When things get hard, I can't hold on to the new version of me. And if you can't hold on to the new version of you when things get hard, then you are not really that new version of you. You're just wearing a mask. You're still just wearing that costume. You need to be the one to pat yourself on the back. You need to clap for yourself. I suggest making a success list. At the end of the day, write down everything that you accomplished, everything that you're proud of yourself for doing, big and small. If you are depressed and you got up and you brushed your teeth today and you did your hair and you took a shower and did some skincare, put that in your success list. I'm so proud of you. Sometimes it's so hard to get out of bed. If your ex texted you today and you chose not to text him back, fucking write that shit down. Pat yourself on the back. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. If you got up and went to the gym today, even though you didn't want to, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. If you didn't go to the gym today, but you took a walk instead, I'm so proud of you. Write that shit down. Pat yourself on the back. Clap for yourself. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You have no reason to feel doubt. You are making a step every day. And that brings me to my next point. Pick one thing that connects you to your highest self, and do that shit every day. You know what? Pick one thing and do that shit every day for 30 days. Make it something realistic for you, because you can do anything you believe in. Your limit is your belief in yourself. You can genuinely do anything. But right now, if you're struggling with self-doubt, it might be hard to believe that you can achieve some of these ambitious goals. So what you need to do is break it down. Break it down into small, achievable goals, and pick one of those things, one little habit that you can do every day that would bring you to your highest self. Success causes confidence. Confidence is going to cause motivation. Motivation causes actions, and actions equals success. So you do that thing every day for 30 days. You get better at it each day. You show yourself that you're showing up for yourself every day. You're showing yourself that you are disciplined enough to do this shit. Not only that, but you're getting better at it every day and getting closer to your goal every day. What do you think it's going to do for your confidence? That's going to destroy the self-doubt cycle. Your confidence is going to be so high because you are actively choosing to be your highest self every day. And that brings me to my next point. Practice gratitude, love, and compassion. These are so important. The way you view the world each day is your reality. There is nothing bad about anything except for how you feel about it. If you can reframe your thoughts every day, thoughts of love and positivity, that is going to be your reality. So when you see people when you're out, if your automatic thought is to criticize them, to make fun of them, that's exactly how you would treat yourself. Bullies are always insecure. You're not insecure anymore. So if you find yourself thinking negative thoughts about other people, especially people you don't even know, always reframe those thoughts. Make yourself say, literally, erase that thought from your head, push it out of your head, and replace it with, I love people. People are so beautiful. What a beautiful thing for somebody to be so confident in themselves and be able to show all their true beauty and uniqueness to the world, because the world would be so boring if there wasn't so many unique people in it. If we were all the same, this world would be such a boring, terrible place. You need to view people with compassion. You need to realize that everybody is living their own lives. It's on their own journey. It's going through their own struggles. And everybody deserves compassion and love. And when you can feel like that about other people, about strangers, do you know how easy it is to feel like that about yourself? When you look in the mirror, your automatic thought is not going to be, I look so fat today. Now we're reframing our thoughts to, I love my body. I'm working on this every day. I'm getting closer to it every day. Reframe your thoughts about chores and working and school. Instead of thinking, oh, I hate doing this. Oh my God, I'm wasting my time. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Think, wow, I'm getting a step closer to my highest self today. Wow, I remember I used to be working at Amazon, a warehouse job overnight. I did not like that job. But I decided that every time I started to, oh my God, like this is horrible. Oh my God, my back hurts. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here at 4 a.m. I would rephrase it to, wow, I'm really writing my story right now. Wow, this is teaching me such great patience. Wow, I'm so grateful. I have a job where I get to move my body. Like, I literally turned picking into a whole workout. Like, I'll be over there getting my squats in. That's probably why my ass is so fat now. Thank you, Amazon. No, but I started being grateful even for the time to think at my job. I literally used to think, I'm so grateful that I get to sit here and do such a robotic motion over and over and over again, that now I have 10 hours to think and rediscover myself. And that's where I came up with my business. That's when I started reviewing my childhood trauma and genuinely changing into the person I am now. I was not this person even 6 months ago. I was only at that job for 6 months, and I had done more growth than I had done in years. And I'm not going to give all the credit to Amazon, but that just goes to show that the universe is going to give you what you need. Even if you don't think you want it right now, the universe is giving you what you need. It's setting you up for success. And that brings me to my next point. Live in your reality. Know that you are being set up for success at every turn. Know that every shortcoming, every failure is really just a stepping stone to your success. And you need to view it like that in order to take the steps. Because right now, instead of climbing up the stairwell that the universe is literally laying out for you to get to your highest, most amazing life, instead of doing that right now, you're standing stagnant on that step and looking down. What are you doing? You need to realize that you are truly meant to have the life you desire and start living that way. If you are trying to manifest a life of abundance, then be somebody that is abundant enough to give to other people. Be charitable. Be somebody that is willing to give a helping hand. The universe will see that and see that you are acting as such an abundant person and give you more abundance, give you more to give with. It is so important to be able to create abundance where you stand, because the universe is not going to gift somebody with abundance that doesn't know how to handle it. The universe is not going to gift you with a perfect relationship or a perfect boyfriend if you can't even love yourself yet. You wouldn't be able to handle a perfect boyfriend or a perfect relationship or a perfect friendship. Not being able to be grateful where you're at is going to stifle you over and over and over again. So learn to live in the reality that you are trying to manifest, because you already have it. Realize that you already have it. The moment that you realize that you were meant to live that life and you decided to start living it is the moment you start living that life. And the universe is going to reflect right back at you. It's going to become more and more obvious that you're living in that reality. But you have to give the universe time to work its magic and manifest that shit in the real world. But if you're sitting here fucking timing the shit, fucking trying to watch paint dry, like, it's not gonna come. It's not going to come because you are full of lack. And you cannot manifest from lack. You just can't. The universe hates neediness and negativity. And if you are giving that out, the universe is gonna give it right back to you. It's not gonna waste its beautiful gifts on you. You don't deserve it. So in order to live in this reality, you need to act as the person that you are trying to become, as your highest self. You need to think the way your highest self would think. We're closing that gap, okay? So if your highest self would usually, like, this is an example for me, really. For me, being very angry and reactive has always been something I'd struggled with. So if my old self would usually snap at my boyfriend and yell at him for hurting my feelings, my new self would now take a breath. Choose to get out of that stressful, lacking mindset that I created in response to his actions. I take a deep breath, I calm myself down, and I choose my next actions based off of what my highest self would do. And that, of course, would be, just communicating, explaining that he hurt me. And that would allow for the solution I actually want to occur. The universe is going to allow that conversation to go from what it would have been a heated, toxic argument to a good conversation that actually brings me what I need. That creates a better relationship and a stronger love for each other. We're gonna come out better than we were before. I think a big part of living in reality is also just releasing expectations. If you want to become a business owner or an influencer and you have a specific goal of 100K followers or maybe a certain amount of sales or whatever your goals are, it is great to have goals. It's great to have goals. But it's also important to remember that success is not a destination. Success is a state of mind. Success is the journey. So when you get so hyper fixated on this goal and you start wanting and desiring it so much that you are not appreciating and being grateful for the experiences and lessons and gifts that the universe is giving you right now, that creates lack. Once again, that creates lack. And that lack is going to stop you from getting to that goal. Focus on the journey. The universe got the rest. You focus on what you do every day. You focus on getting closer to your highest self every day, taking a step every day, and the universe is going to do the rest for you. When I was first starting this journey and I was struggling with staying in the state of mind of my highest self and making decisions from her, it really helped me to create a vision board and literally put it on my lock screen. Every time I open my phone, I'm reminded of, this is who you are. This is who you are. Especially like on your phone, like that's such a constant reminder. This is who you are. This is what we're working towards. This is what you're doing it all for. It's not for nothing. Remember, this is your dream. Remember, this is who you truly are. Remember that if you don't keep doing the work, you're going to have to live without this life for so much longer. You're going to have to go back to old you, old miserable you. A big part of staying in that mindset as well is just to remember, always go with the plan, not your in the moment thinking. For example, if you want to go to the gym and then you wake up and you don't honestly want to go to the gym, so your mind will start making all of these excuses, rationalizing and validating why you should not go. But that is not your intuition speaking. That is not your intuition speaking. That is old you trying to pull you back down. That's your subconscious mind that has not understood that you're a new person yet. That's it trying to bring you right back to your old self, trying to bring you back to that comfort zone. I would rather be uncomfortable for a little bit to get to my most amazing, most comfortable, happiest life than go back to my comfortable life where I was depressed and miserable. The comfort is an illusion. The comfort isn't really comfort at all. It's just an excuse to be lazy. It's an excuse to not have to work for shit. But it's not really comfort because you weren't happy, you weren't comfortable living your old life, or you wouldn't have felt like you had to change. And I do want to leave you with this. Keep fucking going. You will never be happy stagnant because the journey is what is so fulfilling. There is no finish line. There is no finish line. Stop judging yourself so hard. Stop critiquing yourself so much. There is no finish line. If you are making a step towards your highest self, that is success. That is success, and I'm so proud of you. Keep fucking going. Keep fucking going. It's only gonna get better and better from here. Keep going. If you were starting to feel nerves and anxiety when you were making a change, when you were doing something outside of your comfort zone, when you are acting as your highest self, you're starting to feel nerves, anxiety that in your stomach, like jitters, that means something amazing is about to happen. That means your life is about to completely fucking change. And you just gotta push a little bit further. The universe is gonna test you. The universe is gonna make sure you're for real about this shit. Because it doesn't want to just give gifts to people that are just gonna throw them away. Prove to the universe that you are ready. Show the universe you deserve it. Show the universe you already have it. I love you so much, pretty girl. I'm so proud of you. If you like this video, if it helped you at all, please leave a like, subscribe, join the family. I also have a TikTok and a Facebook, and of course my blog. If you were just looking for more community, more advice, and more of me. And you can have the first chapter to my guide to success for free. If you just go to my site, petalsselflove.store, it'll be the first thing that comes up when you click on the site. I want you to start this journey. I want you to get on track. I want you to be your highest fucking self. I want to be up here with you. I want us all to be up here on top of the fucking world being our highest selves. That is my website. That is my store. If you want to support me, if you just want to go check it out, I would love that. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. Have a great day, pretty girl.